Hello everyone. Sorry it took me a bit of time to upload a new story. My previous post ran into a few issues, so I had to sort that out first. But we're finally back, and I'm excited for today's episode. Our featured idol is the lovely and captivating Miss KANNA Misaki. This time, her film revolves around the work-from-home setup, something many of us can relate to nowadays. If you're curious about how the story unfolds or you're interested in this kind of theme, make sure to stay with me and watch all the way to the end. You definitely don't want to miss it. Let's begin the story by introducing our main character, Ami. She's a young married woman, and part of her daily routine is preparing everything her husband needs in the morning before he heads off to work. It's something she does with care and dedication, as it has always been her way of supporting their household. Normally, the two of them leave the house at the same time, but starting today, things are about to change. Ami will be working from home. This new setup is a wonderful opportunity for her, especially since she's only beginning her journey as a part-time employee in a company. Working remotely means less pressure, a more flexible schedule, and the comfort of staying in a familiar environment. At the same time, it allows her to continue looking after her husband without compromising her own responsibilities. For Ami, this balance between home and work feels just right. She's able to handle the household chores at her own pace, doing each task whenever she feels it's the right time. But once her work hours begin, she immediately shifts her focus and gives her full attention to her job. At the moment, she's having an online meeting with her director. Ami has always been cheerful, approachable, and naturally good at dealing with people. Her bosses are no exception. They've admired her ever since she was still working on site at the office. Her warm personality, combined with her dedication, made her well liked by her colleagues and supervisors. Not only is she pleasant to work with, but Ami is also highly capable. She consistently completes her assignments with accuracy and professionalism, carrying out every instruction given to her. Because of this, her director, Mr. Kudo, places a great deal of trust in her. He believes Ami will successfully handle the new tasks and challenges assigned to her, even while working remotely. Their meeting lasts much longer than expected. They discuss upcoming projects, deadlines, and how the new work-from-home setup will affect their workflow. By the time they're wrapping up, Ami hears the front door open. Her husband has arrived home from work. The timing is perfect, giving her a natural reason to end the meeting and transition back to her home routine. In the days that followed, as Ami worked through her tasks, an unexpected event occurred that threatened to turn her world upside down. Panicked, she immediately called her director to explain that she had accidentally deleted the files and information she was supposed to send. Instead of reacting with anger, Director Kudo spoke to her calmly, reassuring her that they would find a solution. Fully aware of how critical those files were to the company, and seeing that Ami was at a loss for what to do, he decided to come to her house personally to help resolve the situation. Ami's anxiety skyrocketed. Her career was on the line, and she couldn't help but fear that this mistake might determine whether she would keep her job or lose it entirely. After lunch, Director Kudo arrived and immediately got to work. Within a short time, he managed to recover all the files and information Ami had accidentally deleted, easing the heavy weight she had been carrying since the morning. Overwhelmed with relief, Ami thanked him again and again, apologizing for the trouble she'd caused. At last, she could breathe. Her job was safe. But the surprises didn't end there. Director Kudo shared even more good news. He had already spoken to the higher-ups and recommended that Ami be promoted to a regular, full-time employee. The announcement filled her with joy, though he gently reminded her to be extra careful moving forward. And then, without warning, Director Kudo suddenly confessed his feelings for her, words Ami never expected to hear. Despite the good news, an uneasy feeling settled over her. She had just discovered that Kudo had liked her for quite some time, something that now explained his exceptional kindness toward her. Ami knew the situation wasn't right, but the revelation left her shaken, uncertain, and unsure of how she was supposed to respond. One morning, while having breakfast, Ami found herself unable to eat. Her mind kept replaying what had happened the day before. She tried to open up to her husband, hoping to finally tell him the truth. But before she could finish, he gently cut her off, assuming she was just tired, which was why she had no appetite. He mentioned hearing that working from home could actually be more draining than working in an office. Wanting to support her, he decided to take a few days off from work so he could help out around the house and lighten her load. Because of that, Ami never managed to bring up what happened with her director. The moment passed, and the courage she had gathered quietly slipped away. She still felt restless, but she knew she had to push those thoughts aside and focus on her tasks, especially with an important client meeting coming up. That afternoon, while she was in the middle of an online consultation, Kudo suddenly showed up to support her during the discussion. His unexpected arrival caught her completely off guard, yet she forced herself to stay composed, maintain her professionalism, and handle the meeting as best as she could. A week later, the day her husband had promised arrived. He was taking a few days off from work to help Ami with the household chores. He cooked, tidied up the house, and pampered Ami, treating her like a queen and making sure she felt cared for in every way. As they sat down to eat, their conversation turned to the work-from-home policies of various companies. Her husband pointed out that such arrangements were particularly beneficial for women, especially those who had experienced mistreatment or abuse from their bosses. Ami found herself thinking deeply about his words, reflecting on their meaning and the situations he had described. After a few days, her husband went back to work, while Ami's own work would start later in the day. Once he had left, she didn't immediately realize that her director had arrived at the house. Though his sudden visit startled her, she welcomed him politely and made sure everything was in order, remembering that he was still her boss and deserved her attention. One night, her husband shared an update on the abuse case he had mentioned before, involving a boss and his subordinate. The investigation revealed that no abuse of power had taken place, but it was discovered that the boss and the woman were secretly involved in a relationship. In the end, no charges were filed, and the situation was treated as nothing more than a typical affair. Once again, Ami found herself reflecting deeply on everything her husband had told her. A few weeks later, the good news director Kudo had shared with Ami finally came to fruition. The couple celebrated that special day together, enjoying the moment. Around the same time, a close bond began to develop between Ami and director Kudo. What her husband had mentioned long ago was now quietly unfolding between them. There was no abuse involved, it was simply a hidden normal affair. However, the day eventually came when this secret could no longer be kept from her husband. After all, no secret stays hidden forever. The end. Ami's story shows that working from home isn't always as simple as it seems. Between managing household duties, career tasks, and unexpected emotions, remote work can test your limits in ways you never imagined. So, what's your take on working from home? Is it good or bad? Comment your experience below, and make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more exciting recaps. Thanks and see you in my next story.